News of crypto. My name is Wayne.
And my name is Manish.
If you like money and crypto, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Today, if you're ever feeling bearish on Bitcoin, check out Michael Saylor's interview. Let me share my screen.
Clearly, you've bought the dip, but what if it's not a dip? How much have you considered the possibility that this is part of a prolonged slide?
Well, we think the primary dynamic is the China exodus. There's a forced and there's a rushed exodus of capital and mining from China that was a bit of a surprise that kicked off in May. And that's driving the dynamic in the market right now. Our strategy is long term. 10 years ago, I met with you, Emily, and I talked about the mobile wave. And the mobile wave was the dematerialization of music falling to the Apple iPhone and then turning books into iBooks. If you want to give music to 5 billion people, you got to take the music out of the CDs. And if you want to give books and education to 5 billion people, you have to take the words out of the book and you got to dematerialize the library. Bitcoin is the dematerialization of property. We're sucking the value out of gold and real estate and other property assets and collectibles and art. We're putting them on a blockchain. We're giving it to the people. It's a long-term trend. It's a million times more efficient than hauling your property around on your back. And if you want to give property rights to 5 billion people, you need Bitcoin to do it and a smartphone. So it's a technology play for us. And we're very confident that over the next decade, 5 billion people are going to have property on a smartphone. And Bitcoin is going to be the primary blockchain that's used to do that.
Michael, I went back to that interview from 2012 to prepare for this one. I remember it. But speaking of smartphones, give us the truth. I mean, how often are you checking your phone and checking the price? Are you losing sleep? Do you meditate? Do you have a stiff drink when the price goes down?
Well, look, I'm not a trader. If I was a trader, I'd have anxiety. That's a difficult job. I'm a technology believer. I bought Facebook before it came public. I bought Apple when it was a couple dollars a share. I held it a decade. This is a 1 decade long trend. MicroStrategies acquired all this Bitcoin with a combination of equity and debt, but the debt is all long-term debt. It's either unsecured convertible bonds that run 5-6 years or secured debt against our cash flows of our software business. We don't mark anything to market, so we're not really concerned about short-term price fluctuations. In 6 or 7 years, yeah, I expect Bitcoin to be higher than it is today. And how it gets there, it'll be volatile.
Now, I know you haven't been a fan of altcoins in the past, but are you considering holding other cryptocurrencies beside Bitcoin? Are you already holding them? If so, which ones?
The way that we look at the digital ecosystem is you've got digital property. That's like owning a block of Cyber Manhattan. You're just owning the Granite City block. 1 Bitcoin is a block in Cyber Manhattan. Then you've got digital currencies like Tether. They're currencies. There's not much upside. They're just going to be regulated like money market funds in cyberspace. And then you've got digital applications, and they're trying to dematerialize insurance companies and exchanges and banks. They're kind of like the buildings on top of the Granite City block or the business in the building. It's a different thing, If I went to Vegas, I would just want to buy all the land in Vegas. Somebody else might want to build the hotels at the casinos. That's not for us. It's a complicated business. It's a little bit more competitive. We're waiting for a bit more regulatory clarity. If you're going to be an insurance company in cyberspace, there's probably insurance issues or trading issues. We've adopted a very simple strategy. Buy 105,000 blocks of Bitcoin in Cyber Manhattan. We think it's going to be good for hundreds of years, and one day billions of people will want to live there.
But why not then, and this is a question coming in right now from a terminal user, buy other more energy efficient forms of crypto? Are you considering that?
Well, we actually think that the way that Bitcoin mining works is the most energy efficient way to create a trusted digital property network. It's you put in $1, you get out $200 of value on Bitcoin. If Google puts in $1 of energy, they get out $10 of value. It's in fact the most energy efficient industry in the world, and the amount of energy that it uses is a few basis points of the amount of energy used in the civilization. So I'm not concerned about the energy use. There's no more efficient way to do it. If I wanted to run a centralized application, I could do it with less energy, but there's no way that you can create digital property that's going to last for hundreds of years outside of the control of a CEO, a government, or a country that has integrity and durability without using energy.
So what side of the Bitcoin, if you will, do you consider yourself relative to Elon Musk?
What side of the Bitcoin?
Exactly. You know, how would you describe your position on Bitcoin relative to Elon Musk?
My position on Bitcoin is it's the dominant digital property network in the world. It's won that race, and if what you want to own is digital property for the long term, then you just buy and hold Bitcoin. I think that Elon Musk also sees Bitcoin as a great store of value, and it's a monetary inflation hedge, and he has expressed concerns about the need to invest balance sheet assets as a monetary inflation hedge. He's got many other businesses that he also evangelizes and is very enthusiastic about. I'm a bit more focused on Bitcoin, I believe.
I know you've been on at least one call together about energy. Are you guys in touch? I mean, do you speak often?
We do. We do.
And what do you talk about?
And Elon's been very enthusiastic about Bitcoin and also about making sure that Bitcoin's a force to drive sustainable energy usage in the world. And I think he's talked about that a bit. I've organized the Bitcoin Mining Council so that we can promote energy transparency and communicate the energy usage of Bitcoin and also show how sustainable it is. In fact, one of the things we found is that the Bitcoin industry is using more sustainable energy than any other industry, and it's getting more sustainable at a more rapid rate. So we look forward to sharing some of those findings shortly with the public.
Let's talk about the crackdown in China on Bitcoin mining. What does this mean for the longer term?
Well, China had 50% market share of Bitcoin, and they were generating $10 billion a year in a business that was growing 100% a year over year. And the government cracked down on it, and they squeezed the entire industry out of China. I think that given the growth rate of Bitcoin, this will prove to be a $1 trillion mistake for China. So it's a tragedy for Chinese miners. It's a geopolitical mistake for China, the country, but I suppose they can afford to make a $1 trillion mistake. It's a nuisance and a dislocation for Bitcoin in the near term. You see the trading volatility. It squeezed a lot of people a lot of Chinese had to sell Bitcoin and under forcible liquidations with a time frame because they have to get out of the country and all their loans got called. And so that's been a big opportunity for Western investors. Companies like mine bought Bitcoin in the 30,000 range. We would have paid double, maybe triple to buy the Bitcoin if it hadn't been for the China exodus. So we got a benefit from that. And it's a great windfall, Emily, for North American Bitcoin miners because their costs are the same and they're going to generate 50% more revenue or 75% more revenue for quite a while because the Chinese industry has been taken offline.
Now, still, it seems like there's no impetus for a rally on the horizon. Chances are a Bitcoin ETF not getting approved this year. Regulators in the U.S. are also going to tighten up. What drives Bitcoin from here exactly? And when? When do we come out of this?
There's a delay. If you roll the clock back 6 months to 9 months, mainstream media didn't cover the story and people were uncertain about what would happen. Biden being elected president was good for Bitcoin. Gary Gensler taking over the SEC was good for Bitcoin. The new class of regulators are progressive. They're more enlightened. They're more educated on Bitcoin. I think that you will in time see a Bitcoin ETF. You've seen Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs and most major banks start to trade in Bitcoin and Bitcoin derivatives and offer Bitcoin mutual funds. There's an avalanche of banks that are going to be offering Bitcoin services. And of course, Coinbase came public and Square and Coinbase are between them, adding millions of new Bitcoin holders every month. And so You just got to be patient and look at the long-term technology trend, which is, do you believe in iBooks, and do you believe in the iCloud, and do you believe in big tech? Because if you believe those things, the next logical thing to get dematerialized is property on 5 billion mobile phones. Just a matter of time.
Now, I think people forget sometimes that MicroStrategy is a software company in and of itself, and yet it has become a sort of proxy for investors wanting to get into Bitcoin. Do you see that at all as a risk to MicroStrategy shares?
Well, Emily, our stock was $120 a share, and we had $60 a share in cash that was generating zero yield. If we had returned all the cash to the shareholders, we'd have a $60 stock, and the company would be growing 5% a year. Instead, we converted the cash through a series of Dutch auctions, share buybacks, and stock and debt offerings into a company we're now growing our top line 10% in the last quarter. The stock is up by a factor of 5. We've made billions of dollars for our shareholders, and we have $3.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. If it goes up 20% a year, we'll make more off the Bitcoin than we could have made in a decade off of the existing business. So yeah, it's different. There's some volatility, but the stock sometimes moves more in a day than we could have hoped it to be at all. So I think our shareholders have benefited, our employees are happy, our customers are happy, and it's a different thing. But, we'd rather be winning with something different than be sitting at $60 a share with no hope.
Any plan to use more debt to buy Bitcoin? And if so, what kind of debt?
Our approach is always to do every financing accretive. So when our stock was 120, we bought it back at 140 to buy Bitcoin. When our stock got to 300, we sold a converted 398 to buy Bitcoin. When our stock was 1,000, we did a converted $1,432 a share to buy Bitcoin. When the stock came back to 500, 450, we didn't want to dilute with equity or convert, so we did a senior secured financing, paid 6 1/8% interest, and we bought Bitcoin. Now, the way that the Bitcoin market moves, the way that the senior debt markets move, and the way the convert debt markets move are uncertain. The one thing that we can be certain of is that if we do another financing, we're going to make sure it's accretive to all classes of security holders within the company.
So there was an if there. That could happen?
Our strategy, Emily, is
Wow, Manish.
Oh, what a line. I'm a technology believer. I'm not a trader. Wow.
Yeah, and I think that's really powerful. It's a
It's awesome, man. It's
yeah.
seriously awesome the way he.
Yeah, this guy, he has foresight, he has vision. I really like, that's why every time when we are feeling bearish about Bitcoin,
Yeah.
always good to look at the visionaries in this space.
What an intelligent question asked by the anchor. Are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
right? Right.
Right. Because
You get panic. Yeah. So smartly he has answered it.
yeah, he has done a fantastic job. I like a few things for our viewers. I mean, certain points that I've jotted down. One was, being a long term, not so much from a trading perspective, but rather investing. And he was looking in about 10 years,
10 years.
a
Yeah.
decade, right? And
Mm.
then for the energy use, he's not so much looking from that perspective. In fact, in another article that will be coming out on the 21st of July, many people are trying to convince Elon Musk that he has been misinformed about environmental effects of Bitcoin,
Oh,
including Shark Tank star Mark Cuban. And there will be a debate that will be happening
so
on the
it's
20th.
kind of fad which is created by Elon Musk that the Bitcoin is not energy efficient.
I guess misinformed.
I'm
And
misinformed.
this debate will happen on the 21st of July with Elon Musk and Twitter's Jack Dorsey. Uh,
Hmm.
they call the Bitcoin event is called B word.
Yeah, we posted a snippet in our Root Zones platform, right?
Yeah, in
Yeah,
Facebook,
the Facebook.
right?
Yes.
And I like something about this interview. Saylor also spoke about the analogy. He said Bitcoin was like a digital property, meaning the land.
Yeah.
And then you have Solana or Ethereum, which is the office space.
Yeah.
And within the office space, you have Uniswap or Engine, which is digital apps that business use. So
Hmm.
when we look at that, we are looking at a land that will be what Bitcoin is what 21 million,
Yep, 21
right?
million. Yes.
21 million, right? Yeah. So after that, there won't be any more land. So today, I mean, it's all about acquiring land, and he spoke
And we
also
are
on.
in the race. We are in the race to acquire the land.
We are, and you know, one thing, it's actually a blessing that China, although made that $1 trillion mistake. Now all these miners are actually leaving their country and going into North America. So the North Americans miners are actually getting a 50% returns because the shutdown in China. Quite sad because they are forced to sell Bitcoin and liquidate, and some of
Yeah.
them took loans. You know, I saw some articles and some videos on the China miners actually leaving. But you know, that's life, and you know, China has been doing that for 10 years now, right?
That's why
Then
he
the
mentioned it's a trillion billion mistake, no?
a trillion, yeah, $1 trillion mistake.
$1 trillion mistake.
Right. And also, just to add to what he has not covered, the adoption of El Salvador and now Paraguay. So
Hmm.
Paraguay will be the second country to adopt Bitcoin.
Woo.
Yeah. So I think more countries in the South America would follow suit. El Salvador, of course, for those who are just joining us, 90 days plan to onboard Bitcoin. They are giving $30. I put $30 worth of Bitcoin to all their people in the country. The president has also created a presentation slide to present to his people on how to use Bitcoin to facilitate. And if you are owner of 3 Bitcoin and you want to live in El Salvador, you will be given citizenship by the
Woo.
president.
Let's
Yeah.
target for that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, gotta learn Spanish, Manish. I think we have to,
Yeah.
you know, muy poquito, ¿qué pasa, muchacho? Yeah, so
Awesome.
yeah, and also another thing to mention in this uh interview was that the adoption by governments and banks was not so easily ready,
Yeah.
available
Yeah.
in the
Definitely,
last
it's
few
not so
years.
easy.
But now they are being more educated and you know, making certain changes to get into
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, he
And
was
I like
talking about, yeah, the one point which is very interestingly, he has mentioned how the music come out from the CDs is
uh
gone to a mobile. That's awesome. Comparing to a Bitcoin, the digital assets,
right.
it was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that I really believe he sees the future of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And also in his corporate company, he did mention this, which was really important, and I think that's why 8,000 C-level executives actually attended his one of his interview.
Oh,
Was cash, that if he were relied on cash with zero yield, that means the cash didn't generate revenue, the company would have grown 5% a year. But because he made that switch, he actually increased the company's value by a factor of 5 to the shareholders' wallet. And if Bitcoin continues to go up, he would have made more in 10 years than the current existing business model. That
yeah.
means he actually gained time and exponentially grew the company.
Yeah.
And the last, of course, he continues to get debts to acquire Bitcoin at all costs. So this guy, Michael Saylor, is acquiring. He most likely would be the richest man in some future state. Manish, that's all I have. So over to
Okay.
you.
Yeah, since Mr. Saylor has said about Bitcoin mining, so I'm going to share some information about Bitcoin mining.
Awesome.
Let me share my screen now.
So while Manish sets that up, join us daily live on YouTube and Facebook, 9 p.m. Singapore time and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you like money and crypto, make sure to smash the subscribe button. All to you, Manish.
All right. So today I'm going to cover about the best Bitcoin mining software for 2021. While some discuss Bitcoin as a passing fad, many more are beginning to see it as a future of commerce. A 2020 survey showed that 36% of a small and mid-sized business already started accepting cryptos. Do many large businesses and organizations include Microsoft, AT&T, and Wikipedia too? They are accepting cryptocurrencies as a payment terms. While while Bitcoin can be purchased with a real cash, it's most commonly mined using a combination of specialized hardware and software. In this presentations, we review the best Bitcoin mining software based on the reputations, features, ease of use, and more. So here are our 4 top picks. So the first one, which I'm going to talk about, is CG Miner. Let me move. All right. So CG Miner was developed in 2021 by an Australian anaesthetist and a programmer. Name is Con Colivas for the mining cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Litecoin. It's widely regarded as one of the best Bitcoin mining software available due to its open source nature. Simple interface with direct control and cross-platform, cross-hardware compatibility. CG miners use a command line interface that allow users to mine their rigs remotely and control fan speed and other setting with a simple keyboard commands. And the snippet of a pros and cons is in your screen right there. Okay, moving on to the second best software, which is BFG Miner, right? Okay, are you able to see that?
Yep.
Let me adjust a bit.
Yeah, designed for FPGA,
Yeah,
BFG Miner.
so correct. Okay, so BFG Miner released in 2012 by developer Luke Dasrich. VFG Miner has come one of the most popular mining software available, second only to CG Miner. It allows users to monitor hardware temperatures, detect and start idle threads, and manage ring remotely, putting it squarely in the category of the best software of for customization. So if you are looking for a customization in terms of mining, so this is the software for you. Because BFG Miner was originally created by added FPGA. So guys, it's a technical term which I'll be talking in upcoming videos, where I'll give a difference between FPGA and ASCII. Okay, so I think the pros and cons is over here. I'll be moving to our third software. Okay, multi-miner. Hope you're able to see the multi-miner.
Yep.
Multi-miner was developed in 2013 by a BFG miner developer, Nate Wools. Although it's built on a BFG miner engine, the software features an easy to use GUI, which is graphical user interface, and quick start mining features, making it our favorite choice at the best of ease to use. While most of mining software required some coding skill, novice can get started with a multi-miner with no technical skills. The software walk users through an installation process and then scan the detail of a hardware, including average hashing powers and the linked pool. So I think pros and cons you're able to see. Let's move on our final software, Awesome Miners. The name itself says Awesome Miner. Awesome Miner was developed by a Swedish software company called Intel Breeze in 2014 as a cryptocurrency mining management application for Windows machines. So very few minings. It's a Windows machine. It supports a large scale mining with a dashboard and let users manage multiple mining engine and pool in one operations, making it the best software for centralized management. Awesome Miner offer a number of powerful features to help users to maximize profit and minimize downtime. The software can handle multiple mining hardwares type that include ASCIIs and FPGA. So as I mentioned, ASCIIs and FPGA I'll discuss in the upcoming videos. FPGA stand for Field Programmable Gate Array, and ASCII stand for Application Specific Integrated Circuit. So those who know a little bit of ITs, probably they'll be aware of ASCII, not FPGA. We'll discuss on the upcoming sessions. Okay, so let me show you the glance of a compare provider. So So here are the compare providers based on the category and your requirement. You can choose one. So um, I have eased it for our audience understanding. So that's all I have in.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Manish. Yeah. So I think Loon was saying careful. There's a lot of scam companies selling miners. Yeah, Loon. I think
Yes. So that's why
that's
the best four I have chosen it. Yes.
yeah. So I think yeah. I mean, we always have to beware. Do your own research,
Yeah.
and that's something is quite important also.
Correct. Correct.
Let me move on to the next segment. So let's look at the extreme fear. We are still bouncing. No change. It's been a quiet weekend. Slightly a bit of a fall. We expected some bloodbath to happen on Sunday, and also the down of the what is this? The 25th, right? We
Yeah.
saw a bit of drop, but nothing, uh, you know, too of any concern. Let's look at the VIX. Markets are quiet, right? It's a weekend, so for the stock market, mostly things happen from Monday to Friday, so still nothing much on the stock market side of things.
Mm.
Let's look at the 24 hours. So Bitcoin is up by 5.89, Ethereum is up 3.94, USDT is up 0.06, BNB coins is up by 1.17, Cardano is up by 2.16, Dogecoin is up by 1.61, XRP is up by 1.57, USD is up by 0.05, Polkadot is up by 0.46, and BUSD is up by 0.04. And we have Solana. Solana is up by 9.67. Not too bad, Solana.
Yeah.
Some changes there on the top 10. Just for all of you, just take note, the dominance is Bitcoin holding about 47% of the market in the space of crypto. Ethereum is about 16.3, leaving the rest of the other coins in the 30 percentage, right? We have about 10,000 cryptos and we have about 381 exchange. Current market cap is 1.3 trillion, right? So really big market cap. Let's move over to, I'll come back to you, Dave, one moment. Let's move over to the 6 months view today. So if you look at the 6 months view, most of the top tens are still in the green, guys. So we still talk about dollar cost average. Look at the long term. The issues that have happening in China, the media that's spreading FUD. It is to our advantage as a retailer. So buy Bitcoin. Keep 50% of your stock
Portfolios. Mm.
portfolio in Bitcoin, 40% in the rest of the other coin, and 10% in what we call shit coins, meme coins. Like your Shiba, your Doge, and the rest of the coins that has certain value and use cases. Put that in that 40%. And the idea is to use that 40% and that 10% to acquire more capital at a faster period of time to buy Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin is the land, and the rest of the altcoins are the office spaces on top. So
Wow.
that is from Michael Saylor. A nice analogy there. Let's move to the tech. So if you look at this on the daily 1 day charts, again, not much in terms of volatility. Uh, Very low on the RSI. Still have momentum for the upside. We will still continue to bounce on the 30,000, which is the guiding principle now for weeks. I think it started uh, from sometime in May. We will see what happens in the coming months. There is also the cross that is supposed to happen, right? The EMA 200 to the 50 that is going to touch each other. Other than that, it's still acquiring time. Once the China market comes in, once the uproot, what is the Manish? What is the upgrade again called?
Uh, the protocol update, right? The
Yeah,
Bitcoin. Yeah.
yeah, taproot,
Thoughts.
taproot.
Taproots. Yeah.
Yeah, taproot
Taproot.
in November. So we should see a nice run in Bitcoin, and then everything else will follow suit.
Yeah. So till November, just think of investing only. Mm. And
Right.
just be a long term investor. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave. So
On a
coming
Bitcoin
back to
Cash, I
Dave.
think probably we need to do some research on a Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, so Dave, Bitcoin Cash, what happens to Bitcoin Cash is a few things you need to know. One was that Bitcoin had 2,000 over fork. Okay, fork meaning there's certain changes in the Bitcoin, right? And one of them was Bitcoin Cash. Another one was called Bitcoin Vision. I think. So yes, you're right. It was the highest. It was the highest because from a blockchain technology, the Bitcoin Cash can hold about 32 MB if I'm not mistaken, right? From the Bitcoin is about one, but Bitcoin Cash can take a higher bandwidth. I mean, higher storage. If I were to say in a layman term, higher storage and lesser transaction costs to the miners. So that's why Bitcoin Cash was seemed to be something that was an offshoot of Bitcoin. However, yes, the price fluctuates, but I don't have the charts now. But if you do a comparison of the charts in terms of the technical charts, you would see that Bitcoin Cash models Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin moves from 10,000 to 63,000, you will see the same kind of trading candles, the same as Bitcoin Cash. You have to take note that the adoption of Bitcoin Cash is important. How wide it gets adopted will really determine how high it will be and whether it's a good um, money for value. But like I said, it's the same $1,000 putting into Bitcoin Cash, putting into Bitcoin. The difference is you are buying an office or a land, and the land has 21 million, and after that you can never buy it again. So you have to look in terms of portfolio diversity. So $5,000 you could actually just break that into a 50, 40, 10, right?
So
So
this
Dodge.
comes under altcoins, and then you think you distribute your portfolio based on the altcoin percentage.
Right, right. So yeah, 3,000 was the coin at one point of time. We have to check the price on that. BCH has a limit. I don't know about whether they have a limit, Dave. I believe so.
Yeah, all the
Knowing.
cryptocurrencies comes with certain limits. Some has a higher limit, some has a lower limit. So we have to see having percentage, what is the frequency they have it. So those things we have to check for the Bitcoin Cash as well.
Yeah, I mean, for now, I know that Bitcoin is about 21 million. How much is Bitcoin Cash? I don't know. But yes, there is a specific limit. But like I said, adoption is very important, and your strategy has to still follow a portfolio, which we will be creating. Yep, you're right. Dogecoin is unlimited supply, just like Shiba, and Dogecoin is potentially going to either model the current fiat money, because after we unpack from the goal by President Nixon, we became an unlimited supply where we can print money. So will Dogecoin follow that same pursuit, becoming the people's currency? We don't know. There will be a debate coming up on the 21st of July between Twitter CEO as well as Elon Musk on certain key areas of either one of them are misinformed or so forth. Bitcoin Cash went to 1,900 per coin.
3 months
Yeah,
back.
Dave. I mean, it will fluctuate. It will fluctuate, but always think about your 6 month strategy and long term strategy. For now, I mean, for us, we are not personally buying Bitcoin Cash. Mostly we are getting into Solana.
Solana.
Uh, right, we're getting into
Because
Solana.
Solana is the next Ethereum. That's what I heard of, and means based on our research also, Solana is going to be a next Ethereum. The
Yeah,
project is amazing. The power,
yeah.
efficiencies, all ours.
Right. So yeah, we are going into the other 40% is Solana. We are going into Cardano, definitely Ethereum.
Hmm.
These are the three that you may want to spread a bit more of money in there, and then you have others like VET, VET, which is an e-commerce space, COS, Theta. These are coins that we also resonate. Yes, Dave. Solana has a limited supply too. and that's how they can actually control their price action.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. I think the next video that we will do is more on the portfolio. There is a site you can actually go to CMC and actually create a portfolio for free, and
Mm.
you can play around, imagining that you purchase and let it and watch it over time. We might actually just do that. Um,
Simulator, kind of simulator. Yep.
yeah, and even just to let you know, I know some. I mean, we watch also other YouTubers. That's how it's a community in the crypto space. We're learning from each other, and it's amazing. If you look at Bitcoin, if you take the last 3 years, yeah, CMC. Yeah, if you take Bitcoin dollar cost average every week, $100 for $400. This other YouTuber has done it. Over 52 weeks times 3 years, you would have already 10x your money. If you did the same dollar cost average on Dodge, you will also most likely 20x your money. And if
Mm.
he even did it on Ethereum and it works, so and the reason is because we are still in the adoption. I think if you go to our Facebook, there's a picture on the adoption. We are there. Once we reach the peak, you will have governance in place. You have policies. So then things becomes a bit different because when people in the corporate world, and especially in government, comes in, there has to be certain regulations and certain money, right, that they acquire, and taxation that comes in.
Mm.
So that I mean, we have this only window of opportunity to make as much capital as it can to acquire Bitcoin. That's the name of the game.
Yep.
Of course, yeah. I mean, sell everything else but hold Bitcoin. That's where we are going. Because and don't worry about not making money on top of Bitcoin. I think Manish and myself, we have covered on a separate video that you can stake the Bitcoin for a certain percentage, 15,
Yeah.
30 days, and right, Manish,
There,
45
there,
days.
yes, there you can earn some money
Right.
instead of going for a trading. Yep.
Right. So acquire it, because I can tell you there will be people who pass on someone like McAfee. Right. Recently he passed on. I really don't know whether his FBI is saying that he has a shitload of cash, but uh, uh which video, Dave? Can you let us know? Are you talking about the John McAfee video? Let us know.
No, staking. I think
Oh, the
he's.
staking video. Yeah, I think it was. You can
Dave.
go to our portfolio. Let me just share my
I
screen.
think you also shared a 1 minute video on staking, how to do a staking.
Yeah. So, Dave, if you come here, you can see the learning crypto investing. So most of the how tos is all here. You can have
All
a look.
all in this playlist.
Yeah,
Yes.
all in this playlist. So everything that we learn, everything that we have tested, and we know that. I mean, this channel is about learning. This channel is about money and crypto. So everything is here. The rest of the live videos, basically, we just cover what's happening in the current situation, because it helps tailor your decision making if you are doing the investing. So I hope that helps. Shiba mining, yeah, Shiba mining. So Shiba mining, I think Manish also shared a screen capture. I don't know whether he did it on his personal.
I can also share here if you
Yeah,
allow me. Okay,
right.
let me share.
So Shiba mining, I created a video here.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
already cover a video, a
yeah,
detailed videos with the technical issues which you have covered, how to resolve the technical issues also, which is
yeah.
very good actually.
Correct. So the strategy for mining, Dave, what we do is that, yeah, I mean, currently we are mining VET and Shiba. Why? I had a discussion with my brother-in-law today, because he's also mining. He decided to mine Bitcoin, right? And he's on a VGA graphics 3080 RTX, and it can give him a hash power of about with optimized. I mean, when he tune it, he can get about 92. Okay, I'm
Oh,
doing
that's
about
really good.
18. Yeah,
Hmm.
92 is good. And he can get I think in a day he can manage in a day he can clear 700,000 Shiba coins in
Oh
one
my
day.
god.
Yeah, but which is $7. So we had this debate, because if he can generate 92 power, and he put it in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin, we know that it might minimally hit 6x. So it doesn't make sense to
Hmm.
6x Bitcoin, because it's too large. But Shiba, if it 6x, he would most likely walk away as a millionaire and
Yeah.
take that millions and acquire the
If
land of Bitcoin.
yeah, if Siva hits 50, not 50 cents also, less than
One
1 cent
one
also.
cent, yeah.
uh
Correct. And he's mining. So he's mining a lot of Shiba daily. He's also mining VET because we believe that VET is currently undervalued, underrated.
yeah.
And VET has two things very important. It's going to be in the e-commerce space. There are talks. It could be rumors. I don't know
Mm,
yet because I couldn't find it.
mm.
That they are in talks with Amazon. And if Amazon takes VET, then it's boomtown for VET.
It's
And
boomtown
the,
for it.
and on the flip side, VET is also a Chinese company, and the China government are supportive with them. So as China comes out with the yuan digital currency, there will be two coins that to look out for: Neo and VET. So that's something that you may want to consider as part of your portfolio, right? Coin, yeah. So that's Shiba. My heart jumped when Elon said about Solana. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Solana is cheap. I mean, Dave, it's cheap if you,
Is $30, near
yeah.
to the $30. Yeah.
And I mean, keep eyes on the team because the difference between Ethereum and Solana is Ethereum is still trying to fix some of the problems which Solana has solved, but Ethereum is mainly that one guy, right? The hero, uh, Velek and Vitalik, sorry, and sorry, I just butchered his name live stream. And the other Solana is actually a team, right? Coin Hako, does it have Shiba? No, Coin Hako, no.
Fine,
Yeah,
Hako, let me
Coin
check
Hako is
right
a,
away.
yeah, it's a local Singapore company, right? They don't have that. Why they have Dodge is because I think Dodge was listed on Binance
Popularity, yeah.
and
Mm,
popularity, and it also had certain market cap.
yeah.
I to be honest, I don't know what qualifies which coin gets into Coin
Coinbase,
Hako.
you will get it Shiba.
Definitely, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So we mine Shiba at night. Normally after our lives, we will mine Shiba at night, and then we will stick vet. Right.
Yeah, later
That's
I
why.
will share my screen also, the mining screen.
Yeah. Maybe Manish, you can share your screen. Sorry, let me just grab that up.
So this is my 1 day mining status. That's
Mm.
around 29,000 SIBA coin. I've mined it, and currently in last 24 hours, if you see, is close to 8,208 with a hash rate of 16. But it's increase over the period of time. It's hit up to 20. But of course we are looking for a cloud based mining solutions. We are working on, we are doing some research on it, and if we find some suitable cloud based mining platforms, we'll probably move into that. Yeah. And
Yeah.
this is the address of my Siva, which is purchased in Binance platform. So if you want to have a stats, you can just click here and go to, and the log settings, which will tell you what is the speed, incorrect informations, and what is the percentage of power we are consuming. Everything, all the information will write down here in the logs, in the real time log. And it will also write the speed of the hash rates. Yeah, so quite interesting, guys. I think mining is quite interesting, and we want to explore even with the powerful systems. Like Wayne mentioned, we want to move towards the Bitcoin mining, Solana minings. Yes.
Right. And mining, Dave, is the same. It's like the actual physical way that we do the minings. You find a gold mine, you mine until you finish up the gold. It works that way in the digital space, and like we know, Bitcoin is at 21 million, and we have until 20. I think it's projected 2040, if I'm not mistaken, that we should clear all the mines and whatever is there left in circulation based on the prevailing price.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and
we'll
and
see.
one important thing here is Shiba. If you're mining Shiba, the payout will be 70,000 once you hit the
700,000.
700,000. Sorry,
Yeah.
yes. Once
So,
you hit the
mm,
700,000, that you can uh, encash it in your Binance account.
yeah, once you hit 700,000, they will put it into your Binance wallet. You will see that 700,000 there. Different coins have different payout. So like VAT, I believe the coin was 50 or 60 coins to mine, and because my brother-in-law is actually mining that per day. And for myself, I with a very low hash rate, I don't think it will take me maybe 3 or 4 days to actually get paid in VET.
Correct. Yes. And yeah. So we are looking for a powerful system. Probably it's hard to keep our system upgrade, so it's better to move on a cloud where whatever desirable speed or configuration we are looking for, we can just yeah.
Right. So that's all I have for today. See you tomorrow again, guys. Same time, same channel. Thank you for the questions, Dave. It was a great conversation again today.
Yeah.
Manish?
Yeah, yeah, Dave is making our live session more interactive. Thanks for that, Dave. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's all I have it also.
Okay.
And by the way, don't forget to visit our blog site, which is rootzones.net. You will get all the latest update over there, how to's, all informations, tips and tricks about the cryptos and money. Yeah.
Okay. So that's all. Manish?
Thanks. And if you have any further questions, please let us know.
Take care, guys.
Take care, guys.